Good morning. It is State Representative David Wilkerson. It is Thursday, March 12th, the 31st day of our 40-day legislative session. Today, I'm going to talk about local legislation and the Intergovernmental Coordination Committee in the House. What is local legislation? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a way for your legislators to work with their community and their local elected officials to draft legislation that impacts just that community. It could be Cobb County, it could be Austell, it could be Mableton, it could be Smyrna, it could be somewhere in South Georgia. But it's a way that those legislators that are elected by their people can determine what's best for them. And the reason I bring up this committee is something interesting happened on Tuesday that happens all throughout the session. There were a number of bills that dealt with homestead exemptions. What they do is, in this case, several people gave homestead exemptions to give seniors tax breaks on their school taxes. So, for example, at one point, Cobb County legislators went to the Capitol and said, you know what? We don't want to tax seniors for schools anymore. So once you reach 62, you no longer have to pay school taxes. Cobb legislators also went to the Capitol and said, you know what? Whenever your home increases in value, you should not have to pay more taxes. So what we did as legislators back then was went to the Capitol and passed legislation to do that. So why do I bring this up? It's because you've heard a lot about statewide constitutional amendments to give you property tax relief. You don't need that. All you need is a group of legislators that will go back to the Capitol and say, you know what, let me give my citizens a break. And they go through local legislation, they go through this Intergovernmental Coordination Committee, and then they pass legislation to put in front of you, the voters, to decide if that's what you want to do. So, one of the most important committees that is never talked about is the Intergovernmental Coordination Committee. That committee isn't always, agreements in it, because sometimes we've had people that have tried to overrun what local control really wants and do things, but it's been stopped. Sometimes it passes, but the reality is we as legislators have that power. So whenever people say you can't get property tax relief unless something's done statewide, that's just not true. The reality is we do it every day. So anyway, today we learned about Intergovernmental Coordination Committee and how you can also get tax relief if your legislators decide they want to give it. Thanks and have a great day.